On the day of the wedding, the woman discovered that her fiancé of 5 years had betrayed her. Her fiancé's lover was her half-sister. When discovered, the sister not only felt no shame but also mocked her, saying she was poor and ugly and would never marry. Devastated, Helena sought to prove she could get married by proposing to a taxi driver on the side of the road. This scene happened to be seen by her fiancé and sister. The sister mocked her again, saying even a taxi driver wouldn't want her. However, in the next moment, the taxi driver agreed to her proposal. They walked hand in hand into the wedding venue. Guests were bewildered at the sight of a stranger replacing the groom. Helena's father and stepmother berated her as a mad woman. Her fiancé laughed at the taxi driver, calling him a poor fool who surely couldn't afford a ring. However, in the next moment, the taxi driver pulled a box from his pocket containing a pink diamond worth $1 million. The guests were stunned. Helena's sister claimed the diamond must be fake, as a taxi driver could never afford such an expensive item. Little did they know, the taxi driver's true identity was Robert, the CEO of Accord Group. A year ago, Robert had an accident, and Helena had saved him. Since then, he had been searching for her. Unexpectedly, by a twist of fate, they became husband and wife. To hide his wealthy identity, Robert drove a Rolls-Royce Phantom and took Helena to his smallest residence, a 500-square-meter villa. Robert then instructed his assistant to terminate Accord Group's collaboration with Helena's parents' company. When Helena's parents learned of this, they nearly broke down. They blamed Helena entirely, saying that her marriage to the taxi driver had damaged the family's reputation. Helena's sister deliberately provoked her by throwing their mother's belongings on the ground. As Helena bent down to pick them up, her sister stomped on her hand and rubbed it repeatedly. Fortunately, Robert arrived just in time. He pushed Helena's sister away, beat up Helena's fiancé, and threatened to make them pay for their actions. Upon hearing Robert's words, they laughed, dismissing him as just a mere taxi driver with no real power. Robert took Helena to the best hospital to tend to her injuries and promised to protect her well. However, trouble arose again the next day. Helena's sister went to the jewelry store where Helena worked, deliberately making Helena show all the rings and put them on her. She also forced Helena to kneel while helping her. Helena refused, and her sister threatened to file a complaint. With no choice, Helena complied. Yet, her sister then deliberately kicked her and falsely accused her of attacking her. The store manager arrived and demanded Helena apologize to the customer. Helena hurriedly explained, but the manager wouldn't listen, insisting she either apologize or resign. Under pressure, Helena had no choice but to kneel and apologize. At that moment, a hand pulled her up. It was Robert. Helena's sister mocked Robert, saying a taxi driver could not be a hero. Upon learning Robert was a taxi driver, the manager told him to leave. Robert pulled out $10,000 from his pocket and threw it around.
Am I qualified to be here now?